Hi, I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Wednesday, August the 17th. News in Arkansas today continues to be dominated by the trial in Hot Springs of Wade Naramore and the hot car death of his 18-month-old son last summer. Third day of the trial today. They should finish the prosecution case and move to the defense. I think it's somewhat fair to say that the hard-nosed prosecution of this case is likely contributing some more sympathy to Naramore. You know, in these cases, they're sometimes prosecuted. Sometimes the death of a child is seen as punishment enough if there's not extenuating circumstances beyond horrible forgetfulness that leads to the crime, and that seems to be the case here. They've now replayed for the jury the interview that Naramore did with Hot Springs police about events leading up to his child's death. It's a horrible nightmare, but simple in its telling. He normally took his child to daycare. He had him in his car when he went to work. Somehow he forgot the child was in the car, left him there when it was parked in the parking lot at the courthouse. He left the courthouse at noon for lunch, went to lunch. It was his 5th wedding anniversary. He went to the grocery store, went to the liquor store, bought some things, was thinking about a celebration with his wife that night, drove home to pick up a bag of swimming gear for his son when he planned to pick him up at his daycare center later in the day to take him swimming. It was on the drive back to an office that he felt or saw a leg in the back seat of a car and realized to his horror it was his son. It was that simple and that terrible. The jury today was also told by the judge it could continue to see further pictures in the case. The prosecution wants that horror story put in jurors' eyes. Some of them don't want to see it. I'm not sure it's a good prosecutorial tactic in this case. In any event, the sideline quarterbacking is easy. The hard job is for the 12 people on the jury in Hot Springs today. Elsewhere, a major new report on women in prison, women in jail more specifically. The number of women in jails, that's local lockups, county and city around the country, has risen 14-fold. That's an amazing number since 1970. These are generally not violent criminals or drug crimes, property crimes, or many of them mothers. They lead to cases of children being put in foster care, as our Catherine Price reported in a story for us earlier. They're the overlooked people in the prison crisis, and they cause all manner of societal problems because of their rising population in the country. It's something we need to look at. The Arkansas legislature yesterday took a look at some rules, approved one, put off another on moving into telemedicine, that is practicing medicine by TV basically. It's a good and efficient way to get some primary health care to people that might not otherwise have ready access to it. Arkansas is moving very slowly. The Arkansas Medical Society is resisting. It always resists potential incursions into its care. I've said somewhat jokingly, maybe we should have an experiment in telemedicine on behalf of, say, doctors like the one they're allowing to continue practice. Although he's been accused of multiple rapes by his patients, maybe telemedicine is the answer for him. Elsewhere, good presentation at the Arkansas legislature by Representative Greg Leding of Fayetteville on an idea to go to a no-loan proposal by which poor students in college would be given direct grants and not have to get crippling loans to pay for their college education. Arkansas students have some $9 billion in college debt. That's about half the size of the agricultural economy in Arkansas. Poor students are a declining portion of the college population precisely because of cost. They just simply can't bear the loans. There's not a great deal of sympathy, it doesn't sound like, in the legislature to help poor people. These are viewed as freebies by the Republicans in control out there, like Representative Charlie Collins. He'd rather have tax cuts for wealthy people. That would help more people than a lower cost college education for the people who need it most. Well, welcome to Little Rock School District, Michael Poore, the new superintendent. Things have been going fairly quietly until he heard that Dexter Booth, the longtime principal of Parkview High School, told his faculty earlier this week that he was going to resign. Not exactly clear when. Dr. Poore tells me he's spoken with Dr. Booth. Maybe he'll resign, maybe he won't. It's kind of a strange situation in flux, but you never know what to expect in Little Rock School District. Not today, not ever. Good news from the Little Rock City Board of Directors last night. A closely watched item in the Heights neighborhood. The city board unanimously turned down an appeal of a planning commission denial of a proposal to put in a restaurant at the very busy intersection of Cantrell and University, where 2 residential houses now sit. This is a neighborhood where they've allowed some commercial encroachment in the past, but not last night. Here's some good news for you. We're not Louisiana. There was a record rainfall in Little Rock yesterday, and we look like we're on our way to one of the wettest August ever, but it's nothing like the wet that's inundating thousands of people south of us in Louisiana, and for that we can be helpful. There are a lot of rescue and relief efforts underway in Louisiana, though, and look around on the web. You can find some ways to help out our friends down in Bayou Country. And finally, a small note on the Donald Trump campaign. It gets curiouser and curiouser. They've got Breitbart now going to be guiding some of their political strategy. Also yesterday, he named 64 people to a panel to advise him on agricultural matters. One of them was Leslie Rutledge, who's had about 10 legal jobs in the last 15 years, but I guess she did marry a farmer last year. That's close enough for Donald Trump politics, I suppose, as an agricultural expert. I have to note that Leslie Rutledge's father, a longtime hanger-on in political jobs, has been nominated to head the State Board of Election Commission, a job for which he's just about as qualified as his daughter is to be an agricultural expert for Donald Trump. And with that, I'll leave you until tomorrow. I'm Max Brantley.